So, if there is anything a game can offer me to get me immediately hooked and cause me to spend countless hours playing it, it's tons of variety. I'm talking a solid character creator, tons of dialogue options, tons of branching paths, while keeping it together with a half-decent story. I'm pretty much good to go. The Elder Scrolls series and Fallout have both taken this concept to a very satisfying and extreme degree. Even Mass Effect is another really good example of a game series that has taken the whole choose your own path narrative and taken it to a really decent direction, with maybe the end of 3 being kind of a bad example, but even then, you can't deny that the experience up to that point is extremely enjoyable. But honestly, there's nothing that I could say that hasn't already been said about all of those choices. They're all really solid games with really good stories. So I went looking elsewhere for something that had those same elements, and I kind of found one that was really neat. Now, being the tall, dark, and handsome animu boy that I am, a game about samurais obviously appealed to me immediately. So Way of the Samurai 4 takes all of these features that I've mentioned before and sort of wraps them into a very awkward bow. It's a hack and slash game about a man who comes to a city and does literally whatever he feels like doing around that time. Honestly, I wish there was a better description, but that is entirely what the game is about. You go to a city and you do you, my dude. You want to go on a mad killing spree? Sure, go ahead. Would you like to take down a gambling ring armed with nothing but a tuna fish? Yeah, go right ahead. Violently force people to join your dojo? Knock yourself out. Or maybe you would like to romance what is possibly a teenage girl. Uh-oh. Now, when I say that Way of the Samurai 4 has variety, I mean you can do literally whatever you want. From the word go, you are free to head off in whatever direction you want and let the world unfold in front of you and have a unique adventure with each playthrough. So this is obviously all within reason, but when I think of a game that uses variety to its advantage, this is definitely it. But no, the game offers a myriad of different experiences through the storyline that you can explore, mainly focusing around the 3 factions of the game. The first would be the British, who had come to sign a trade agreement with Japan. They were probably the most good-willed and most colorful out of the 3, but they're also extremely naive, and it causes a lot of problems, and probably more than they're worth. The second would be the Magistrate. They act as a local law enforcement where you are, and really aren't bad in nature, but they are led by a terrible, terrible man who you get to watch make soup out of people. The third is the Prajnas, who are basically terrorists. They don't like foreigners, and they will do anything to drive them out, including killing them. I didn't like them very much. The game tried to kind of make you see it their way and to make the characters as interesting as possible, but at the end of the day, they're kind of just assholes who kind of have neat weapons. So, yeah. Not a big fan. Now, if none of this seems to interest you, well, then there are a million other ways to end this game that don't even involve it and can have you just completely ignoring the overarching plot that the game kind of wants you to take. There's even a way to play the game with nothing but the goal of getting laid as much as possible. You know, taking all the NPCs to the good old Pound Town, the Bone Zone, the Procreation Station, the Rough Sex Metroplex. Deliver the fuck. Bottom line, there's a lot to do here and even more ways to go about it. Though if you are aiming for something a little more specific, it's going to be a lot of trial and error, so save a lot. Like, a lot. Undoubtedly, my favorite route in the game is the dojo, where you can go around and recruit people through battling them with non-lethal means. I'll explain how you do that in a little bit, but all you need to know right now is that you can recruit people to a dojo and have them train with you. Once you have managed to challenge somebody and win, you're able to ask them to join your dojo. Dear God, I must train you, you beautiful creature. If they accept, they'll go there and train, and defend it if anybody tries to attack it. This is possibly the coolest part of the whole dojo dynamic, is that other people can come in and challenge you. It is usually the same 2 or 3 encounters, which kind of gets old after a while, but nevertheless, fighting pretty much anyone at random and asking them to join you is really cool, especially because they bring their weapons with them. So if you have like a British soldier, they'll bring their gun with them, and then you have this gun-toting samurai wannabe walking around your dojo, and it's really, really fun. I had a blast doing this. But enough about the storyline. How's the gameplay? Have you ever heard the term vast as an ocean, deep as a puddle? Well, the fighting style in here is vast as an ocean and deep as a Chicago pothole.
Look how deep this is.
The fighting mechanics in this game are very straightforward. You have a heavy attack and a light attack. The analog stick, depending on what direction you are facing it in, will vary up those attacks. You have a block, a jump, a dodge, etc. Not that there's anything wrong with the simplicity of it. It plays really well, it doesn't feel clunky or difficult to master at any point in time. It's more or less just very easy to stun lock somebody once you kind of know what you're doing. One of the coolest features to the combat is the non-lethal method, where you reverse your blade and basically just beat them with the back of it. This is how you approach the whole dojo thing. Like I mentioned before, you beat someone down, depleting their stamina bar instead of their health bar, and then ask them to join you or just send them away and tell them they're shit, basically. My only complaint with this is that the story will take away this choice from you at times, leaving you in a position where you've built your way up as a non-lethal samurai at this point, but now you're forced to kill someone and it just kind of rips you away from the character you've built. It doesn't happen a lot, but it happens enough that when I tried playing through the game like that, I just got a little frustrated. The game offers 3 methods of fighting. You can use martial arts, spears, and good old-fashioned waifu protected Naruto AMV making fedora wearing fingerless glove using broke into Barnes and Nobles and moved all the Bibles to the fiction section. Katanas. The really cool part about all the weapons is that they all come with different styles, so you don't just have to fight with that one weapon one way. Every style can be found in different ways, whether it's defeating certain opponents, looting corpses, or certain quest lines in the game. The same can be said for how you acquire the weapons, except there is the added addition of being able to craft them. It's a really cool concept, though I felt like it wasn't executed well enough. By that I mean, I didn't feel like there was anything adding to the quality of the weapons I made compared to the ones that I could just find lying around or get from beating key characters in the game. You might say that, well, it would ruin the game because if you kill a key character and get their weapon, then that character would be gone and you would be forced into a certain route in the game. But no, you can literally just restart the campaign with all of your stuff and do the exact same thing you're doing before. It might be a little extra preparation, but then again, so is digging up all of these specific parts and pieces to a weapon that you would then have to upgrade from. That's just me, of course. I could be completely wrong and there could be something deep beneath the surface that I just didn't find, but in my experience, creating the weapons didn't have any value over the ones you could find in the game, aside from maybe aesthetics. However, when you find a weapon you do like, you sort of have to take care of it like a chia pet. By that I mean there are different things you have to do to take care of your blade. You have to upgrade its strength, obviously, and its durability. The big problem with this is that the durability thing is super obnoxious. There are entire quest lines in the game that will have you fight multiple enemies at once, and I can guarantee you that unless your weapon is maxed the fuck out, it will break very easily. Apparently, if you're on easy mode, they don't degrade as fast, but I have played it on easy mode, like just for the sake of getting through the game for recording footage, but even then, it still happened a lot, and it was still horribly obnoxious. I get why it's in the game, but like, hot damn, it's so frustrating to be in the middle of a mission and then have to sort through 20 different weapons because the mission happens to force you to fight a group of fucking enemies like that scene in The Matrix. Especially early game when you don't have anything of substantial quality. Load up on weapons, don't sell them off like I did. Use them until they break and then get rid of them until you're able to find something of decent quality or find like a style of sword that you like. Because by far, it is the most unpleasurable experience of the game. Funny enough though, that's the only real negative thing I can say about the game. Sure, the graphics are a bit dated and the animation's like a bit goofy, but it's not terrible. And nothing that I've said is to the game's detriment. It's a fantastic, really fun game that takes variety to a direction that I've really enjoyed. I catch the game going on sale every now and then, so it's definitely worth picking up if you can find it, or if you're okay paying the full $24.99 price it currently is, then absolutely go for it. Either way, this game is worth your time, and you can sink quite a few hours into it, so it's an experience worth trying out. I definitely recommend it. Before I go, I just want to thank everybody who stopped by to check out my very first video. I've never done anything like this before, and undoubtedly it is something that I have to improve on a lot, but I had a lot of fun doing it, and this entire learning process of editing like this and getting together footage, it was just really fun, and I'm glad that I finally dove into something that I've wanted to do for a very long time. So until next time, guys, I will see you later. Have a good one.